Has a little mo in.
Yeah, it looks nice, man.
Don't lie to them, man.
Is
Oh
this
my God.
is this thing on?
It's on. It's on now.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna wait for a couple people to get in before we start talking about this baseball here.
Mm-hmm. So what time the game start? Cubs and Brewers? 7?
Oh my God. Okay, I haven't heard this yet.
7 your time, and it is 8 our time, 8 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're waiting for people to join, I haven't
Mhm.
heard this yet, but apparently Fox Sports on their YouTube channel put out Yankees Lose song with the Vladdy and Big Poppy. They made a song out of it.
Really?
Of course they did.
Nice.
Who's your daddy?
Vlad need to
Oh
trademark
man.
that. Vlad need to trademark that.
Vladdy Jr. is your daddy. Vladdy is your daddy.
Oh my God.
I did not. I mean, when he said it, it made sense, but I didn't know from jump that Pedro was his goddaddy.
I didn't know either. I was like,
It makes sense. It makes sense because him and Vlad was real cool with that was when they was in Montreal.
yeah.
Never mind. That's not at all what the uh, link I opened said it was. It was just a 3-minute clip of them talking after the game, which was still funny.
Man. So what y'all want to talk about, man? What y'all want to get on?
We're gonna talk about some
Well,
stuff here.
real quick, since since we were talking about Vladdy, I found out something interesting the other day. I didn't know this. He is the only, or he was the only prospect ever to be given a perfect 80 grade hitting tool. Ever.
Really?
So he came in viewed as the greatest hitting prospect of all time. So
Hey,
so what he's doing now shouldn't be surprising even after a couple of by his standards down years.
you
Well,
know what? You know what though about Toronto as a whole? They supposed to been at this spot. They supposed to been at this spot. I mean, it took them now, and I'm happy that they're at the spot where they're at right now. But I think I think they're 3 years late. I think they're 3 years late. But hey, if you there, you there. But
I think
I think they're like I think about 3 years ago they should have been there. They should have been in this spot.
to be honest, I think they're right on time. And they were young. They were Baltimore young of what Baltimore is now. So you got to remember that. And
Okay.
they got the arms and the veterans now in the pitching staff. And you know what's crazy though? What you think this run would have happened if they would have never given extension to Vladdy?
Nah, not that.
I don't think so.
I don't know about that, but it's just the talent that they didn't have, and I guess that's what I'm looking at it
Well,
when I'm looking at that for. I'm
look
looking
look
at it as far as talent.
look at it this way, and I don't know why my camera is being all crazy and I keep zooming in and out, but um, but I mean, think about how much less pressure he probably feels under, how much more stress free he gets to play. You know, uh, it's all taken care of. You don't have to worry about it. Just go out there and have fun. And man, watching him play this last series, like you can tell when you watch these guys who's out there because they happen to be good at baseball and who's out there because they love to play the game.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Most, yeah, you're
only
right.
only people who love to play the game dive into home plate like Pete Rose like that.
Man, he put a dent in that
Man,
ground.
I had no idea he was that fast. He looks like he's in the best shape of his life too.
yeah. All right. So quick introduction. As you see the dish, you see three new logos we got here. Storms, kick it off. How you doing, bro?
Shit, I'm just happy to be here as usual.
As always. Hey, Ty, what's up, bro? How you doing?
It's been too long. I'm good because I'm in the NLCS. I'm trying to repeat back to back, so I'm good, man.
Oh man, now we see the sweater on and Ty and Trav, of course, your nemesis is here. What's up, Trav?
Man, it shouldn't take us the NLDS and CS to us to be on here like this, man. Y'all know what y'all supposed to be doing. But hey, we here and it's time to get it because it's the most intense part of the year, man. I don't care what sport it is. It's just something about baseball that gets people riled up. And this is the time of the year to get riled up.
Yeah, man, especially after yesterday's game. Instant classic, 15 innings, hanging on to our seats every half inning. Bases loaded twice for the Seattle Mariners. Couldn't cash in because of Detroit's pitching, which, in all honesty, Detroit's pitching and their bullpen really surprised the hell out of me and what they did and what they held their own with Seattle. Um, but Seattle pulled it off, man. 15th inning, that middle of the lineup did some damage and got on base with Kenley. That really, we know he's only a two-pitch pitcher, fastball and changeup, and when he can't locate the changeup, everybody knows the fastball's coming. Ty, what you got to say about yesterday's game, man?
Scooble, this isn't on you, man. But actually both starting pitchers, because shout out to Kirby. That's why like you really, really, really have to have a good bullpen and make the right decisions. And sometimes you give it your all and you just fall short. So if you're a Detroit Tiger fan or you're a Detroit Tiger player, don't feel bad about this one. It was just, the Mariners' time. I think having Griffey in the building gave him some magic too. That was nice to see. But yeah, like that was definitely an exciting game. And both teams, really wanted it. That's all you can say.
Yeah, and to let y'all know, going a little bit deeper into what you said, Schoolboy, six innings, two hits, 13 strikeouts. 13 strikeouts. Of his 18 outs, 13 of them were strikeouts. And if we're going and talking about kudos to the pitchers, Kirby, who started for the Mariners, 5 innings, 3 hits, six strikeouts. They both pitched a hell of a game,
It,
but it
yeah,
was
it
all
was
up to the bullpen.
not the counting numbers weren't as impressive, but the performance was every bit as good as Tarek Skubals was.
Yeah. Go ahead, Storms. Go into it, man. Talk about the game yesterday.
Man, okay, so not only did Skubal rack up 13 strikeouts, uh, the team totaled 20. There were 17 strikeouts on the other side. But the Mariners pitching in general, just they held the Tigers to 8 of 51 at bats. They kept I think the only time that the Tigers had a man in scoring position was on Kerry Carpenter's home run.
And also when they had the bases loaded in the extra innings,
Yep.
they had the extra
Oh, that's right.
they had them loaded twice, and it was a double play.
I
Or
I,
some
I was I was
somewhere or
in
another.
I was on
So
I was on the couch watching, but I was in and out of sleep by that time. I tried to stay up, man.
man, it was late. On the East Coast, we didn't get done till almost like 12:30, I believe. It was a late game. Trav, I see you over there, man. What you got to add to this game, man? Like we said, 15 innings, crazy, crazy game.
Man, thank God I didn't have to work today. That's for one. But man, I think who scored the last run? Detroit or the Mariners scored the last run in the seventh inning, right? Do I want
Correct.
to?
I think so because the
Yes,
the Carpenter home run was in the sixth.
Yep, it was in the
six,
seventh inning.
seven inning. So from the bottom of the seventh to 15, all those zeros that was placed in between was, I mean, mostly everybody loved baseball because of the offensive prowess that it could present. But if you really enjoy the defensive side of the plate, which consists of bases loaded double plays that was very well needed by the Detroit Tigers. I'm talking about 6-4 threes that was right on time and everything like that. I'm like, man, who's gonna? I mean, if it was still going, they will be still going strong right now.
Yep.
They're
Couple
still
of
going strong right now, like nothing, like they're not missing a beat. But a team had to win and a team had to lose, and I mean, unfortunately for the Tigers, the run that they made this year, they increased tremendously leaps and bounds as what they were of yesteryears, because as we know, Detroit Tigers want these Detroit Tigers, but with the Mariners, man, they just was the better team at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Better team.
Trav, just to jump in on that, what's crazy to me, 15 innings of play, right? Uh, hardly any walks. And
Mm-hmm.
despite the errors that the Detroit Tigers made, it didn't cost them much. They had 2 errors, I believe, in 15 innings of play. The Mariners didn't have one. Like, that's impressive. Like, 15 innings to not have like that many errors, not to have that many walks, is crazy. That lets you know the defense was on point to supplement like the pitching that we were getting. We got gems last night as far as pitching goes.
Ooh.
Master class pitching.
A baseball game regulation hours is maybe 2.5 hours now since they just speed up the game. That was a 4.5 hour game last night.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Wait,
no, 4 hours and 58 minutes.
5 hour game.
All
So
elite play. All elite.
All elite baseball play.
And
oh, good.
go ahead. I'm sorry. And what we did is, well, I posted a photo in actually the dish that pointed to the catchers catching 15 innings, man. And that's crazy that both of these catchers catched 15 innings, almost 500 pitches. And at the end of the day, I don't know how they did it. I have no idea. I'd be out of work the next day, man. I'd be sore as hell.
Man,
But
Megan Thee Stallion need to borrow their knees.
Uh,
Right?
I'd have to ice my knees for 2 weeks straight.
yeah, man, kudos to them. And then also, I mentioned the pitching staff for Detroit. Kudos to, we saw a day before yesterday on on Thursday, that Kittering, whatever his name is, I'm bad with names.
Kirkring.
Curring, there you go. That error when he threw home for Philadelphia, and Montero could have done the same thing when he turned that double play. I believe it was in the 13th inning to get out of the jam, bases loaded jam. That was huge, man. And Detroit, like I said, held their own. Now they got to go back to the drawing board. I think they found a pitcher when they put Melton in the game. He's pumping 100, and with that changeup that he got. But I think they need one more solid pitcher, and I think they'll be all right. What do you guys think? Go ahead, Ty.
I definitely think you could add, another to the 1-2 punch for the Tigers. You definitely need to figure out how to get some more runs on the board, though, a little bit more run support. But if you add another pitcher, if Scooble can like do what he did, on a consistent basis, that's hard for any lineup to come against, for real. Like, I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. Storms.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
was
What you guys say?
just gonna say, you got guys like Chris Sale, Dylan Cease, Ranger Suarez, Framber Valdez are all going to be available in free agency. I mean, there's a Freddie Peralta, Jack Flaherty could come back. Nick Martinez, Chris Bassett, Shota. Well, that's a mutual option, so he may stay in Chicago. But point is, there's going to be no excuse for them not to add a top quality arm.
100%. So we touched about yesterday's game. Now let's touch about the series that is.
Wait.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I saw some Seattle fans that were questioning the decision to pull Kirby in the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he made the right call, man. Kerry Carpenter's 7 for 13 lifetime off of him with I think a couple home runs. I mean, he happened to hit a home run anyway off of Gabe Spire, but you don't know that going into it. And in that situation with that kind of history, I would have done the same thing.
Pitch
Yeah.
count wasn't that high though for Kirby. Like I kind of get that criticism because the pitch count was not that high for him.
And he was
So,
pitching really well, but I do agree with Storms. That history there, it weighs a lot into what's going on, and especially in the playoff game. So
so
go ahead, go ahead.
question. So are you gonna walk? Are you gonna put Carpenter on then and keep Kirby in, and have runners at first and second with no outs?
No, I wouldn't do that. No way.
So you let him pitch to him. Okay. I mean, and obviously it couldn't turn out any worse than it did, but
Right.
Carpenter was hot. Like there's nothing you can really do. Like when someone's that hot. I mean, if I'm correct, he had 4 or 5 last night. So,
no, it was better than that. No, you're right. Maybe it was the game before when he went 5 of 5. Oh, no, that's
So
what it was. He reached base all 5 times.
yeah, he was walked a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But 5 times to reach base and a home run. First one to do that in 99 years in the playoffs.
that says something.
Yeah.
So now that we touched on yesterday's instant classic, 15 in the game, let's go back and recap and talk that series between the Dodgers and the Philadelphia Phillies. I know Trav and Ty have a lot to say, but hey, Ty, I'll let it up to you first, brother. Go ahead and speak what you got to say, man. Before I know Trav got something
Don't
to say.
say Trav for his thoughts and his Kershaw slander that I know is coming, and he's gonna mention Dave Roberts as well. So I already know I'm already in his head, but we'll take our 3-1 victory with class. And I'll say this: what I was impressed by is that the Dodgers made sure to recognize and put everybody on notice that no lead is safe in this postseason. They're staying hot with their bats. Ohtani is going to shine, whether that's on the mound or at plate. He handled the pressure really well of doing both roles. I was proud of him. Roki stepped up huge. So I look forward to him being the equalizer in our bullpen issues. Definitely great defense. I loved how, despite the lineup of the Phillies, 6 through 9 doing their jobs, like we didn't, fold, and our stars outshine their stars. I didn't expect some of the names that the Phillies have to struggle this season and this postseason and in this series. Turner, where were you? Harper, where were you? Yeah, we did get a Schwarber or two, but those guys were MIA, and I thank you for that.
I don't know if you can really say that your bullpen is still struggling because in this clinching game, they did go 5 innings, only allowed 1 run and 2 hits. So if they are getting this stuff together now, and against that lineup that they just won against was the right time to do it, Ty.
Game 3, though. Game 3. That was shaky.
It was, but I mean, it was shaky because of that one man and that one man that Trav wants to talk about. Go ahead, Trav, say what you got to say about Kershaw, man.
Man,
Yeah,
y'all
this
know.
man had to mute himself while Ty was talking.
Shaking his head the whole time. Shaking his head the whole time. See the blood vessels and veins in his head popping.
Dude, history shows that Kershaw is not that guy anymore. But you got to put him in because he has the name. When he has a name like that, you're going to get, he's first ballot Hall of Fame, 300 plus strikeouts career. The number says itself. But at the end of the day, the new generation of baseball that's being played Kershaw just can't hang with it at this point. It's time for him to hang it up. We know this. We ain't gonna even sit up here and play it. It's time for Kershaw to let it go after this year, man. Real talk. We're not doing that. Dave Roberts is gonna put him in just because of name alone. But with all that being said, the Yankees got a great shot in buying another championship this year. The Dodgers. I say not the Yankees. If I say the Yankees, I'm talking. The Dodgers. The Dodgers got a good shot in buying themselves a championship again this year.
You did that on purpose. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I know you did that on purpose. What you?
Well, honestly, I mean, Otani. Why do people pitch to him? I don't know. Freddie is gonna be Freddie. Mookie Betts gonna be Mookie Betts. I don't know where these Hernandez guys come from, but they gonna do them. And Will Smith is just a playoff havoc when it comes down to playing baseball in the postseason. They're one through nine batting. There's nobody in the playoffs right now that has a better 1 through 9 lineup than the Dodgers. So they're the favorites to win it. But I wouldn't mind seeing Toronto beat their ass if they make
it. Man, it's gonna be. There we go. There's the meme.
Thank you, Storms. Thank you.
So we know we know what the AL side looks like.
I put the wrong one up. I put I am now allowed to talk about Dave Roberts.
So Storms,
background is spoken.
before I go to the AL CS, or tell me what you got to say about what's going on with the Dodgers and what you expect of them this next series.
Yeah, well, first, Kike Hernandez, as always, played a major role in this series. Another thing I thought was huge was the Dodgers very clearly identified Brandon Marsh as the weak link in that lineup and pitched around Bryson Stott. I think it was like 3 or 4 times just to get to him, and it worked to perfection. And then speaking of Stott, that wheel play was a fucking thing of beauty.
You know they've never practiced that.
I know, and that's another thing that's kind of wild is, and you'll have that when you have these three MVP level players and all these veterans, and Dave Roberts trusts these guys to go out there and wing it. And I believe it was it a huddle at the mound where they were just like, hey, why don't we do this? And Dave was just like, go for it.
Yeah.
And they executed it to perfection. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen on a baseball field, to be honest.
Hell, Cat, you paid them enough. They should do it.
I mean, you're right, but as a team, when you don't practice a certain play, and
I understand.
And let's say this too, the throw from Muncy wasn't the best throw, and for Betts to hold on to that, make the tag,
but to turn and fire as quick as he did and hit a moving target like that was unbelievable. And it's not like this is way different than doing this on a whim in May.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your season on the line.
100%.
Dude, for Mookie Betts to be the athlete that he is, this man that went for right field, center field, shortstop, then doing some stuff to cover third with the tag out. That's just
6-time Gold Glover.
Certain people are gifted, and he's one of them.
6-time Gold Glover for a reason.
He's like a versatile football prospect. His position is athlete.
There you go.
What? 5-star athlete.
So, with that being said about the Dodgers and going over that series, We know the Dodgers are in the NLCS. We have a game 5 tonight between the Brewers and the Cubs in Milwaukee with um, looks like more than anything a bullpen game coming from both teams.
Mhm.
I personally give the slight edge with that bullpen game to the Milwaukee Brewers because the Cubs have been handling their own as far as their bullpen goes. Um, what do you got to say? I saw you, Storms. I was going to kick it over to you. We got McGill starting for Milwaukee and Pomeranz for the Cubs. Go ahead, Storms. What you got to say, man?
I honestly, I love this move by Council. Pomeranz has 5 appearances this postseason, and in each one he's put up a perfect inning. And 21 of the 35 runs scored in this series have come in the first inning. So first things first, put up a donut and then get to work. But Drew Pomeranz, I think, gives them a better shot to do that than anyone else on their staff, not named Matthew Boyd, and he's the only pitcher that's unavailable today. So
And to go off to your point, I think that's the same exact reason why Trevor McGill is going for the Brewers. Their closer most of the year until he got hurt and then came back with only 2 games left in the regular season. He's going to start the game for the Brewers. Ty, what you got to say about this, man?
Great decision. After what happened to Boyd in game one, you definitely made the best. Or was it game one or game two? I think it was game one.
oh no, you're right. Should have started game 2.
Yeah, game one. That was the best decision. I don't know what happened to Boyd because he pitched so well the series before, but I like the chance you're giving you guys to get off to a good start. But here's the thing: you can't miss. You have to play a perfect game if you're the Cubs tonight because the Brewers will make you pay for every mistake you make. Small ball team, they do all the little things right, whether it's base running, whether it's defense, timely hits, clutch hits, and surprisingly, despite the Cubs having the advantage power wise, they can match the Cubs power for power and give you the long ball if needed. So I like what Craig Counsell can do here as far as leverage his experience being the manager of the Brewers. And this season, the Cubs have been right there with the Brewers. I had the Cubs winning the NL Central this season. They didn't do it, but they were right there, like 4 or 5 games behind. And when you're 4 or 5 games behind the best team, arguably in baseball, that says a lot about what you're doing. So if the bullpen for the Cubs have a lot of gas left in the tank, I'm sticking with what I predicted as far as the Cubs in 5. And I like when I'm right. I like my odds tonight.
Um, the bullpen for the Cubs, and also to mention, Boyd did have a rebound game
Hmm.
going. Four and 2/3, 2 hits, 6 Ks in game 4, an elimination game for them over there in Wrigley Field. But the bullpen for the Cubs did shut out the Milwaukee Brewers last game in game 4, going 4 and 2/3 inning, not giving up any runs. Of course, it ended 6-0. But I think today it's going to come down to the Milwaukee lineup. Who's going to get on base? Are they going to get him over? As we know, they play a lot of small ball. They need to continue to do that. To do that, they need to put pressure on the Cubs defense. Even though the Cubs are very good defensively, I think it's going to come down to the Brewers getting him on, getting him over, stealing some bases, using that speed that they have because they have a lot of team speed 1 through 9, and um, Contreras is going to have to play a big game. I think he's going to have a couple clutch hits. We've seen that he has in the playoffs with that long home run in Milwaukee, but he's gonna continue to have some big hits. Storms.
Who gets the big hit tonight?
Uh, I'll let you go first. How about that?
Coward.
I see what you did there.
Now, man, this is a tough call. I think I'm gonna stick with the Brewers though. I just think like you, they have the better pitching overall. They've got the longer lineup, and to answer my own question, I like Andrew Vaughn to come through with a big game for them tonight and be the difference.
The old Chicago White Sox, huh? That's been tearing it up since he got to the Brewers. I like it. I like it. So you got the Brewers.
Yeah,
Uh,
give me 6-2.
6-2. So go ahead, Ty. What's your pick, man? Who you got? Oh well, you said the Cubs. Who's gonna get the big hit for the Cubs, or do you think there's gonna be a blowout game, or what do you think?
I'm not gonna say a blowout. I will say I will give me the Cubs 6-4.
All right. So I personally like the Brewers, and the Brewers. A couple of us that did this said they're the most complete team in baseball, in our opinion. And I still think the Brewers come out on top. Them being home, I think it's a big advantage to them or for them. And I think the bullpen gets it done. Like I said, it's a deeper bullpen for them, and they just have better arms. But to go with your question, who's gonna get the big hit? Give me Yelich. I think Yelich comes through for them tonight and gets a big hit. Um, Trav, you're shaking your head, man. What do you got to say?
I want to see. I would like to see a strategic team play against a balanced breakfast type team. So I would go with the Brewers. I want to see the Brewers play the Dodgers. Like I said, I want to see that strategic because it just seems like the Milwaukee Brewers just been strategic in winning this whole year. Not, I mean, they didn't hit the home runs like you said, but everything is infield doubles and RBI machine type of team. Um, those type of teams, they get there. They get there. So I'm going with the Brewers. I ain't got no score. I'm just gonna pick them to win. But you know what? I would not be surprised if the Cubs win this shit.
Kyle Tucker said, "Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all saw game 4.
I
What
think
happened? He's back. He's back."
I think if the Cubs win, it's going to be Michael Bush.
Oh, that's a good pick, man.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, a couple home
He's
runs this series.
he's
Why?
already
Why
got
not?
he's already got 4 or 5 in the postseason.
So, I mean, that's a pretty good pick. Now, as far as um Cheerio goes, I hope he's healthy enough.
Curio,
Huh?
Curio, is he going to help lower your cholesterol?
there you go.
So I hope he's okay, man. His hamstring and him being on base kind of scares me. I hope he doesn't get hurt, because this is a big game. He got to be careful. He's one of those that likes to give it all on the base pads, and I just hope he's healthy enough to where he's able to run.
Yeah.
Because the hamstrings are nothing to mess with, as we know, playing baseball, that can linger, man. But so it looks like we're 3-1 here, Ty. It looks like you may get Milwaukee. We'll see what happens tonight. Um, Now let's move on to the ALCS. We know what two teams are there, the Blue Jays and the Mariners. Like we talked about earlier, the Mariners with their 15-inning game. The Blue Jays with Vladdy waiting in Toronto. It will go through Toronto as far as this ALCS goes. Now, what do you guys think? Who do you guys have? The bullpen, do you think is going to come into play? Who's the deeper team, deeper lineup? Give me what you got to say. Storms, I'll start out with you on this one. What you got, man?
I hate to say it, but I think this one's pretty simple.
Mm.
The Seattle Mariners have the best pitching staff top to bottom in Major League Baseball. The Yankees do not. And the Blue Jays damn sure don't.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mariners can are the Mariners can slug right along with them. They're a good contact team. They're going to make you pay on defense. There, I think trying to decide 5 or 6 games, but it's definitely Seattle.
All right. So we got your ALCS winner. You don't know if it's 5 or 6 games, but you think it's Seattle that's going to go to the World Series. You hear that, AJ? If you watch, Storms called your team. What you think, Ty?
So it's funny that Trav mentioned it earlier, but I think the Mariners are where the Blue Jays were in 2022 and 2023. Um, Whereas the Blue Jays are a little bit more, I think, ready for their moment. The Mariners, we don't know if they're going to figure it out and be as battle tested as they're seemingly being coming off this epic uh, ALDS series. Um, that's hard because I want to say the Mariners. I love that team. I love what they have over there, top to bottom overall. But when you're not ready, it shows in postseason baseball. And I think they're missing a little bit of discipline. Uh, I think that the Blue Jays will make you pay for that. I think the Blue Jays also, I think, have a little bit more postseason composure. And that's going to be the difference maker, I think, in the series. And you're going to see it in very minute, little subtle ways, uh, subtle at bats here and there. And ultimately, I think this Go series goes the distance, but the Blue Jays pull it off in a very, very tight, contested, and fun ALCS.
For me, I think this series comes down to two people on the Blue Jays. One, Vlad has to stay hot. He has to stay hot and he has to continue not doing what he did against the Yankees, but putting pressure on Seattle and having them score runs. Um, because Seattle has that pitching staff to where they can shut you out. And the Blue Jays obviously don't want that. But another big name that we got to see if he's going to be healthy and he's going to be in this series is Bo Bichette. There's a lot of stuff that comes with him in this lineup, and him being in that lineup just changes the dynamic of that lineup with Kirk, Varsho, with also Vladdy, like we were saying, and we don't know. There's a lot of stuff up in the air with his knee injury. They're saying that he's making progress, but he hasn't been named on the official roster yet. So we got to see how he responds and if he's going to be in that lineup. For me, I I I gave this pick to Storms before, right after the wild card series. Actually, I'm sticking to it. I think it's gonna be the Mariners. The Mariners have the deeper team. The Mariners are well rounded. They can beat you in different ways, and they're also one of the teams or the team in the AL that can throw a bullpen game and beat you. And they frankly did that yesterday to the Tigers after the sixth inning with Kirby. So with Kirby going 6 innings, I think the Mariners go to the World Series. AJ, you heard it, AJ. We got two people on here with the Mariners.
Let you know. Oh,
Trav, I got a
yeah, you
question
got.
for you too. We got a quick question because I don't want to disrespect AJ. I love you, brother for life. But do you guys worry about the Mariners and their road struggles that they've had all season and somewhat postseason? On the road, they haven't been that team.
I don't, I don't worry about that too much, man. I mean, I know it's some numbers, out there that they have not been that team, but being how they played against the Tigers, which the Tigers couple of years have been good in the playoffs. I got to give it to them, man. I think the Mariners are ready. And with that crowd in Seattle, you saw how crazy they went in Game 5. They they want it, they needed it. I mean, not to say that Toronto doesn't either, but I just think they're ready. I mean, I keep going back to it, and I talk about this with on the radio with Johnny. The acquisitions they made with Naylor, Suarez. You saw Naylor. He's just a baller, man. He gets on base. Storms? I still don't understand. How does he have 30 steals? How?
Second slowest sprint speed in Major League Baseball, and he got 30 bags this year.
Like
You know, but go back further. The acquisition of Randy Arozarena at the trade deadline last year,
yeah.
and you can go back further than that because you got to give the front office a lot of credit because building this team, they've had the pitching staff for 5, 6, 7 years now, but building this team started with locking up Julio Rodriguez.
And in the midst of all that, having one of the best defensive shortstops, JP Crawford, which has been there the longest through the struggles, and he scored your winning run yesterday. That was awesome, seeing him score that run.
How about the
Um,
28-year-old rookie with the big RBI too?
yes, on his birthday.
Yeah, he. I think I hear right on the broadcast last night. He played over 700 minor league games,
You
and
did.
before getting this shot,
You did. You heard it right. Goes to show that if you come in at the right time and you're patient enough, you can come up with a big hit in the playoffs. And he did because he's the one that tied it, that made it a 15 inning game. So, uh, Trav, you got a pick for this ALCS, or what do you want? What are you looking for in this ALCS?
What's gonna? I'm picking Toronto. I'm picking Toronto. Now the thing is, Game 3 is gonna. Okay, Toronto first two at home, correct?
yes,
That's
Correct.
right.
Game 3 is gonna tell me a lot because if Vlad Jr. get comfortable at Seattle like he did in New York, it's gonna be a whole different ball game because it seems like when he gets comfortable, that whole team gets comfortable. And that's what happened to them in New York. He got comfortable. Dude, a 300 pounder sliding like he 150 pounds.
he's not 300 no more.
Yeah, he put it in the ground, put it in that ground like he 300. But just but just but just for him to beat, he was it's a difference between making winning plays and having fun making winning plays. He
Mm,
was having fun making winning plays.
mm.
Comfortable at first base too. Catching it and running down to first base, putting his foot on the bag before the runner. I mean, again, the pitching and stuff is all cool, but when they come down to Toronto, man, that's Vlad's show. That's his show. And when he gets on, that whole team gets on. And like I said before, I think Toronto is a couple of years too late of being where they at. But now they here, they gonna make something out of this.
Like I
So
mentioned,
I picked Toronto in 6.
I
like
just I just like how who who on that Blue Jays staff is going to outpitch Brian Wu, who's back for this series, is going to outpitch George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo. They've they've only got, I mean, they got Barrios, uh, Bassett, right? Who?
yep, Bieber.
Why am I? Yeah, Bieber. So that's what, two and a half good starters. Sorry, Chris Bassett.
How old is Chris Bassett, by the way?
That's a
He's
good
got to
question.
be 38.
You got
No,
to
he's
be
not that
like
old.
36, 37, about that. But um to me, I mean, it just comes down to the Mariners just being deeper in the lineup and having a better pitching staff, like you said, Storms. I mean, I just think it's gonna boil down to that. And the the biggest thing is Toronto. I mean, it's not a must win, obviously, but they just went 15 innings and exhausted their entire bullpen yesterday. They only have one day off. First game should be like, uh, we got to take this game for Toronto. They have Gosman going, and you have Miller going for Seattle. If they don't take this first game, it's going to be a punch in the stomach because you know how exhausted the pitching staff is for Seattle. You just saw them go 15 innings in the game.
Bassett, oh, my bad.
No,
Bassett is 37, by the way.
oh, he's 37. There you go. So you 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 for Toronto, you have to come out swinging. You have to come out putting up runs early and often because you know that Seattle just went, like I said, 15 innings. They got to take a flight to Toronto. They're not going to get much rest, and they're going to go into this game probably a little jet lagged or whatnot. But you're in the ALCS. You have to take advantage of this.
See, I'm not worried about Vlad staying hot. I think the big key outside of pitching for Toronto in this series, I'm going Old Faithful, the guy that's made that offense run for the last 3 years, George Springer.
Mm.
That man has, I think it's 14 leadoff home runs since he joined the Blue Jays.
He
They
he's
need him to set the table early.
Yeah. Yeah. You got something to add to that, Ty?
No, I mean, I said Springer earlier too. People forget, what he brought to the table this season. Because all eyes are on Vlad, and he's such a star, rightfully so. But definitely, he is going to bring it. I think this series. I love what Storm said about the pitchers that are coming back. Like Wu, like is going to be huge, but we don't necessarily know definitively. So hopefully, if they do steal one in Toronto, game one or game two, I like their chances. I mean, like I said 7, but I can see what Trav said as far as it being 6 if Toronto goes up 2-0.
All right. So
Yeah,
there we go.
it's wild to me every time you have a guy like Springer who has a 948 OPS for the season, hit 31 home runs, drove in 82 as a leadoff man, and he's an afterthought because Vladdy's such a superstar.
Hey, man, for Toronto to be this type of hot, and they was the team that was on the bye at the beginning.
Hmm.
We ain't seen too many teams that had that bye like that and come out guns blazing.
Yeah. You right. It hasn't we haven't seen that. This is the
We
first
haven't
team that
seen
actually
that. We
this
haven't
is
seen that
the
since they didn't start this whole bye deal.
yeah.
We haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now I want to start something new here to where we take a post in our dish chat and we talk about it. I saw a post posted by Dante the Don on X, and I posted it on the dish, and I want you guys to talk about it because I think it's a stupid take. I don't like it. I don't want anything in the regular season to change. But he said, I say this every single October, but if baseball shortened the season and made games more meaningful, it might be the biggest sport in the country. Postseason baseball is unmatched every year. I agree with his last two things that he said, but a 162 game season is the reason why game 162 is so important. One, and why the postseason is looked underneath a microscope and every pitch matters. I don't like what he said, but I want your guys' opinion. It's our show. What do you guys got to say? I'll kick it over to Storms first because he looked like he got to say something.
Well, I saw David Avarice commented on that, and I agree with what he said. You shorten the season, you lose 3 of the biggest storylines of the year from the American League. The Yankees and Blue Jays race to the finish. The Tigers racing out to a 15.5 game lead and then watching it evaporate right in front of their eyes. I mean, you shorten the season, you cheapen it because you're going to lose a lot of that. And not only that, I'm sorry, Ty, but I have to say it. The COVID championship counts, but that whole postseason, it just, yeah, there were no fans, but it just kind of felt meh compared to most other years. And I think it's because we didn't have the long grind, and there's such. the thing that makes October baseball so great is the different atmosphere.
I'm gonna tell you how tough. Not to mean to cut you off there, Cat. I'm gonna tell you something about that. You went back to the 2020, 2021.
Here we go.
They won it. Can't take nothing away from it. But check this out, though. What you're saying is true because of the. What did we do in 2020 when we seen that championship go down? Was we on DCs like that? Was we doing anything like that? Was we really pumped up to see two teams go at it like that?
No.
We wasn't.
No.
2021 came. What we were here doing?
Yeah.
Every eyeball was on the games. You can't take away the 162 games because that's just the whole meaning of baseball. You got to get through the grind. You got to get through the grind. And another thing about the 162 games, you'll never see nobody come back from 13 games in any sport.
Yep.
Except for baseball. That's what makes baseball so entertaining.
I've seen somebody come back from 10 games.
I know too, but I ain't gonna say.
Next subject.
but for real though, Jorge, for real. The 162 games is such a significant part of baseball. You can't mess with it because you make the hopeless feel hopeful at this point. That's the whole reason for it.
Yeah.
Not only that, there are a lot of guys that, not a lot, but there's some guys that make a whole career out of how they perform after the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There you go.
You know what, Joey Votto, I mean, he was good in the first part of the year, but that dude every single year turned into, I don't know, he was a superhuman after the All-Star break.
He turned it up. He turns it up. After the All-Star breaks, he turns it up.
Yeah, and like I was starting to say, like, October baseball atmosphere and energy is unmatched, right? You can't reproduce that in a regular season game. I don't care. You can in the last week of the season, but it's going to be that way whether you're playing 60 games or 160.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
the argument's still going to be, well, football is so much better because they only play 17 games. Well, 60 is a lot of games still, it's, I don't know.
There's also a reason to that because football is more impact
You
sport.
got 17 weeks.
I know.
17 weeks of train wrecks coming through. Come on, man.
I know, but and that's like people's argument. And yeah, I get it. There's less games, so each one means more. But every game in baseball is just as meaningful, maybe in a different way.
Right.
Like it's that old saying: you can't win a division in April. You can damn sure lose it.
You sure can lose it.
Oh yeah.
An 0-6 hole is really damaging in Major League Baseball, just like it is in the NFL.
I will say this one thing before I kick it over to Ty. We did change the scheduling a little bit to where we don't play our division as often. We play everyone, which meaning when you're a fan of the team. Don't change these games the length of the season because you're going to shorten the importance of those games even further. And how many teams are you realistically going to play? Let's say you shorten it to 100. Now, the dog days of summer are the dog days of summer for a reason because some teams cannot make it through the dog days of summer and keep in contention after the All-Star break. Ty, what do you got to say about that, man?
So I'll say this. If you decided to shorten the season, one thing that to piggyback of what you said is you take away that sample size of who's actually great over a long stretch of time. So if you shorten the season, instead of getting, everyone ready for October baseball, where everybody agrees like this is the amazing product and all the things that come with that, you're basically cheapening the game. To piggyback off that too as well, how do you compare a shortened season to so much tradition How do you handle records that are now even untouchable?
Got something to say about that? Yes, sir.
And now they'll never be touched at all, or have no legitimacy at all with the shortened season. The damage that could be done to what baseball does for their broadcasting rights if you shorten the season. Now you're having people lose money, and baseball gets money twofold. You get locally in your area where it may be in one area successful and good revenue, ticket sales, jobs for people, boosted the economy. You shorten that, now you're losing money. Whereas if you're a big market, you may, okay, we'll be fine. This is okay. I get the argument that there's pros for player health, of course, in a sport where it's not as intense as others, such as football and basketball. I get it. Like, are injuries a concern and player health always a concern in any professional sport? Yes. But with a shortened season now, you may have even more impact as far as the transition from preparing all season long to now performing in spurts and throwing off your routine, throwing off your mechanics, throwing off your structure. And I could go on and on. I don't want to be long-winded, but ultimately, this tradition has stood for a reason because there's no way to make the game pleasant for the casual fan outside of what has been done that has made sense as far as speeding up the pace. If MLB figures out to market its stars, you do a lot better. But shortening the season schedule, that's not going to cut it, in my opinion. And that's my humble opinion.
I agree. Another issue is, if you shorten the season, now how do you decide what the Hall of Fame threshold is for the counting stats? And
there we go.
How do you do that? There's oh hell, I had something else I was going to say and I don't remember what it was now. But I mean, all that stuff's important, and like you were talking about, the difference, the major difference in revenue is a huge thing because it's not just baseball that you're affecting at that point. Like you said, it's not just the livelihoods of the players and the employees of the team. It's all the people that come into those cities for the games and spend money at the local restaurants, and the money the cities generate with parking, all of it.
Go ahead, Trav. What you got to say, man?
Ty and Cat 5, they hit on the two major things. Why are y'all trying to protect Fat Herman so much? We need to, man. Let these games be the games, man. People be want to hurry up and get to the postseason so quick, but you got to understand, shorten the postseason. Now your home run. Well, I ain't gonna say no little home run record because that home run record is long. I don't know if nobody gonna touch that.
Mm-hmm.
But why not give these guys a chance? If we shorten the season, how good do we think the back catcher in Seattle? We wouldn't be talking about him like we talking about now, because he won't have as many as home runs as what he have now, because he don't get the opportunity.
Oh, did we lose him?
It's the hamster.
The hamster fell off the wheel. Hey, but
no, he's right, because even if he hits 40 home runs and then that's the most we see moving forward, that's not going to be regarded really as such a crazy feat for at least for the next 10 years till we have a sample size of that shorter season and see what normal home run totals look like.
Mike check. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No, you're gone. Anyway.
Yeah. So you're right, Kat. You're right. People don't understand that is for a reason. Those 162 games. Why you gonna get these? Why you gonna give the yesteryears a chance to do what they do? But now you in the now, and the future you want to shorten it. It don't make no sense. And like you said, the Hall of Fame deal. Oh, you think the Hall of Fame full of shit now with the shit? It really gonna be full of shit now if you shorten the game 162 to 122.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what else I was gonna say. If you're done,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Get it out your chest.
a big part of it, I think, is the reason you have 82 games in the NBA, the reason you have 17 games in Major League or in the NFL, the reason you have 162 games in Major League Baseball is these lengths of these seasons for the sport that each of these guys play. I would say is about as equally taxing on the body, just in different ways. And I think that's a big part of why each season is the length that it is. And I really don't think we should it. I don't think it needs tweaking.
So
Do not mess with it.
here's the thing, and here's my last thoughts on this. If you're gonna shorten the season, you're gonna miss out on a lot of player stats, like we were saying with the Hall of Fame. But not only that, just regular season. There's notorious players that have bad starts. For instance, one that's in the playoffs now, Julio Rodriguez, has is a notorious bad starter as far as the regular season goes. He usually takes off the first half of the season. So
After
you
an All
short,
Star break,
yeah,
after the home run derby, then
he's
he'll be
on.
all right then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. So how about we look into that? How about our pitchers? Our pitchers don't even there's no 20 game winners anymore. There's no pitchers that go like or there's no managers that like pitching their pitchers constantly fifth, sixth, seventh innings. They go 100 pitches and that's it. We're gonna shorten the game. We're already shortening the stars getting seen. We're gonna shorten so much. Like why? Baseball has an issue already with marketing their stars. You're gonna shorten the season and you're gonna have even more issues and you're gonna make this game even more of a non-factor in the urban cities because kids don't want to play it anymore. It's not being shown
Boy,
as much. It's
hey,
not out there anymore.
Yeah, and
check
another
this
thing we
out.
say. Oh, you go ahead, Trev.
Check this out though. They want to sit up there and talk about shortening the season. Why not put this same effort in calling these goddamn strike zones the way they supposed to be called?
Hey, ABS system next year, baby.
Yeah,
I
I
I,
can't
can't
wait
I,
for
hey,
that.
hey,
fucking
hey,
wait. That robo ump is gonna.
it better be. That's what they need. That's what people need to talk about. You don't need to worry about how many games in the season. We need to call. We need these ups and strikeout zones to be fair for everybody.
See,
You
I
know
don't.
who I know is excited about the ABS system next year is the San Diego Padres.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing. Baseball has been around for century, over a century, and why are we trying to take away from it? Why are we not trying to make the game better? We're taking away from it by trying to make, and this was a statement that someone said about trying to condense or make shorter season for a better postseason. The postseason isn't going to change, like Storm said. The postseason is going to be the postseason. It's always going to be great to watch because every pitch is magnified, as we saw yesterday in a 15-game inning, which was fun to watch. And everybody that loves baseball loved staying up to watch it. If you're going to be taking away from the regular season, you're going to be taking a lot away from the postseason because to contend in the postseason, the teams know that you put in the time and you grueled through those dog days of summer to get there, and your team is one of the best teams to get there. And don't think that when a team gets eliminated, they're not like, oh shit, we just went through 162 games and we didn't even make the playoffs because they do, and they have to put in another 162 to qualify for next year's playoffs. So go ahead, Trav.
Baseball is one of the few sports that doesn't get better by subtraction.
Yeah,
But
facts.
somehow the Milwaukee Brewers do. Every time they lose a superstar, they get better.
Hey, that's plug in and play. Plug in and play. But baseball is one of the few sports that doesn't get better by subtraction. Have you noticed? I mean, 162 games. Ain't too many sports doing 162 games, but the way they do it, that's just how it's been done. Um, the playoffs, the way the playoffs is structured, they just have done a different structure of it. They haven't subtracted nothing. They just done it as a different way. They give the best team with a bye. But guess what? When you get a bye, that seems like it's subtraction. And what happens when you get a bye? Most of the time, you may get swept or you may lose that series. Unlike Toronto, they doing their thing. But that is the benefit of addition. When you have that bye, you're supposed to be the fresher team and the best team. And hey, that's what happens. Um, Overall, again, baseball is not the game to mess with by subtracting.
Man, another thing, and we talk about this all the time. One of the things that makes this game so wonderful is that at least once a week we see something that's never been done on a baseball diamond before. Mm-hmm. Every week, and I don't know that you can say that for any other sport. No. And you want to take away from that? Like, really?
Why the most intense baseball always come during the playoffs? It don't come nowhere during the year.
Because that's the only time that half of baseball fans care.
And that's probably the only and probably the few times that all eyes are on baseball, so they say something to get their attention.
Yeah. Baseball is an untimed sports. 27 outs gets you through a game most of the nights, and they shouldn't mess with it. Baseball is beautiful. Postseason baseball is beautiful. Just keep it the way it is. All right.
I don't want to see that CBA nightmare. That CBA nightmare would be crazy. Like, imagine, like, we can't get it right now sometimes between owners and players. Imagine those discussions.
Oh my God.
See that.
Well, the other thing which we haven't even mentioned, I don't even think it's going to be possible to. You have to get the MLBPA, the Players Association, to agree to that, and less games means less money for the players.
Facts.
That ain't happening.
Yep. All right, guys. Closing thoughts for me. It's the Brewers and Cubs tonight. Obviously, I just want a good game. We won 15 yesterday. Let's go 30 today. Ty, what you got, man?
Man, I gotta work on Monday.
I'll say my final thoughts. I keep it simple. Rest in heaven, Shanrell. Get it, Cubs. Do it for her tonight. Do it for her.
I wouldn't mind that one bit.
Man, now I feel bad for picking the Brewers.
Heartstrings.
Hashtag all knees matter.
All knees matter.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, well, like Jorge said, I won't mind a Cubs win since we brought up Sean Rill. But I do think the crew's going to pull it off. Andrew Vaughn, 3-hit game tonight. Also, by the way, we are going to be creating our own YouTube channel for the Dish. We're going to stay associated with the scene, but coming up here soon, we're going to start our own channel. So y'all make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you don't miss us over there. We'll make sure we post it everywhere.
Yes, sir.
What you got, Trav?
Man, hey, it's just that time of the year, man. October to hit. The weather trying to go down a little bit. These are when heroes are made. Here's where storylines hit and heroes are made. Mm-hmm. Other than that, man, I'm ready to see these 4 teams do their best to see if they win, and then it's the World Series, man. And y'all know when the World Series comes, we gonna be on this screen.
So yeah, we are.
So y'all know how they go down. But other than that, we got the Dish, we got we also got the Views, and of course, 94 Feet of Life, man. 94 FOL Hoops on Instagram, 94 FOL Hoops on Twitter. Also, hit us up on 94 Feet of Life in the Facebook group and on YouTube. We got daily content coming on every day on all platforms. So get that going. And also the radio station that we got going on, 98, what's that, 98.5 98.5.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got that. These guys be on there. Soon I'm gonna be on there. Everybody. So catch all that, man. We are here, man. We are here.
Yep, like Trav just said, download the app Sports 5698.5. I'm gonna be on Monday and Wednesday talking baseball. If you want to join us and talk baseball, find us at The Dish on Facebook. Also, subscribe to this channel. This is our network, The Scene. Like Trav just said, 94 feet of life. Talk space, basketball. Views from the 22 that talks football. Us, The Dish. You just saw us talk baseball. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Follow us. But we'll see you on the next show, fellas. Later.